What is going on, everyone? My name is Flip, and man, oh man, I think we are now live. I am not entirely sure. The thing should say if I am live, which I think I am. Okay, yeah, it does seem like we are. Okay, here is the deal. The chapter is out. So, last time, as you might be able to see by the title of the stream, Luffy got impaled by Emu directly in this part of the torso. Um, so it more than likely, and I'm guessing here and not in the center. Why not in the center? Because that's where the spine is. And seeing how big of a scimitar that thing is, scimitar. It's no, it was a sword. It was a sword. Yeah. Because it turned into a sword. So it turned into a sword. It impaled Luffy, probably sucked out all the life out of him, because that's what the Volhu sword was doing, or something. Um, so yeah, that's certainly one thing, but I'm guessing not here because this would cripple him. Like if Luffy got fully impaled in the center, it would cripple him. Spine is gone. So I'm guessing this side, that means at least one full lung is out, like gone. Part of the stomach, the liver, and also like part of the heart is nickered. And they're ruptured. Like most of his internal organs are ruptured. I would assume that the large intestine as well. So yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just the things that I'm thinking about, and I don't think that's something you can just walk away from or gear 5 your way out of. Yo, dead man, welcome. I literally just woke up. Long salutations. Well, that is great because you know that at 11 a.m. EST, we are live with One Piece every Sunday, unless there's a break. And we were more than likely not missing out. Now we got 3 people in here. I don't know why we got 3 people in here. I am because this is my first stream in a long time that hasn't been Deltarune, and we have built up an audience. So I don't know who's going to be coming from over there, and if they are here for One Piece. I apologize if you're not, but I do have a Chopper consolation prize in the background for your viewing eyes. Anyways, without further ado, let us head right into chapter 1189, titled The King of the World. That man says, exactly 800 years ago, we got Joy Boy now. We got Pizza Boy, assuming the scar looks like a pizza. Dude, that scar is gonna do some... Like, that thing that Luffy is going through must be doing some crazy damage. Crazy stuff. Anyways, King of the World. Reader request. Naughty see no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil monkeys, getting scolded by Nami. And so we get, a Nami, a monkey that looks like Sanji, one that looks like Luffy and is doing the classic hand over stomach, hand over forehead thing as they're laughing, and one that's very clearly Zoro, has the scar, and the Sanji monkey even has the eyebrow. So yeah, and it has hard eyes looking over at Nami, as Nami is very clearly angry and pointing towards like a couple of drapes that are stained with something. I don't know what's going on there, but it's funny because it's very clearly Luffy, Zoro, Sanji being scolded by Nami, but they're monkeys. Anyways, going in, we see Luffy going still in gear 5. Blood spewing from the mouth, wide eyes, and the sword coming out of the back of Luffy's torso. And so, Emu with a very calm look. Yo, Shivam! Hey man, I am actually a Naruto fan, but when I watch One Piece, I just realized that One Piece is peak, bro. Currently, I am on Wano. Dude, that is so awesome, Shivam. Welcome. We will be talking about the most recent One Piece chapter because that's what we're reading. So I apologize if you get spoiled. If not, you can always come back when you're caught up. But I mean, it's the One Piece manga. I'm always happy to have new viewers, and hopefully you do get to stick around. And if you're not here for this, Chopper Constellation Press. This is my son. I love him. Chopper's in the background always, so you can stare at him and hopefully not get spoiled. And if you are not staying around, you can go and watch the One Piece the video that I did on making him. This is very cool. Love Wano, what episode are you at in Wano? Good question. Where are you at in Wano? And are you reading the manga, if anything? Because it could even be that they're not watching the anime, just reading the manga. But yeah, okay. Heading in, Imu with a very calm expression keeps plunging towards a tree, and then boom, Luffy is impaled and left just on the tree. 955. 950. Okay, episode 955. I assume this is. I think they're still figuring out who the traitor is. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think 955 is probably Wano. I think it's Land of Curry. Oh, nice. Yeah. I think this is during the prison. Like, I think they're in prison at this time. I don't know. Maybe not. I think so. You guys might correct me on that, but I think that's what it is. Chopper, do you know? Chopper doesn't know. He doesn't know anything. I think that's when Big Mom and Kaido teamed up. Is it? I think that's I mean, granted, be careful with spoilers. I'm trying to be like as low as possible with it. But again, obviously we are gonna be talking spoilers. But yeah, I think that's the prison. I think that's prison arc. Okay. And so, as that happens to Luffy, we cut over to Usopp. And Usopp having a observation hockey moment. Dude! This is the first time we get a... Bro! By the way, the chapter note is this something I should know before or after I've read the chapter? I'm not going to read it. I'm going to read it after the chapter's done. So you can tell me then. Okay. Usopp has an observation hockey moment. And he goes, what? Oh shit, he knows that Luffy's dead. And Nami goes, what is it, Usopp? What happened? And Usopp says, Luffy's okay, right? And Nami goes, what? What do you mean? Don't scare me. When has Luffy ever not been okay? Oh shit. Now the question is, because I think Usopp has probably the best observation hockey out of the entire crew. So the question really is, it should be something you know. Remember, it's like right after the cover page. Okay, I mean, do say it then. I think it's okay. I do wonder if this is something, like, I would expect Zoro or Sanji to see it. I wonder if, like, them are going to be able to tell at the same time, or maybe even later, and even if Jinbei as well. Jinbei goes, consider what it means that this enormous giant was defeated, Nami. And it's not even just an enormous one. It's the most powerful one. It's an ancient giant. And on top of that, it's a conqueror's user. Okay. And so Loki goes, ugh, hey, Fishman. Who's been defeated? I mean, come on, man. You're out of the fight. Like, you're out. You can't fight anymore. Like, you may be conscious and you may be able to talk and whatever, but you are out. There is no bullshit that you can give me because I counted. This is the other thing. I went back and I counted throughout the entirety of the fight between Emu and Loki. There were, let me see, because I have it written down. Like, this is a thing I did. Let me see, let me see, let me see. Emu. Okay. Loki did 7 attempts at hitting Emu. Loki did exactly 1 hit on Emu, and it was because Emu was too busy, like, reminiscing about the old days. And even Loki goes ahead and says, are you distracted? Emu does 5 attacks, and 3 of them hit. All 3 lethal. Not fatal, lethal. Luffy's the one that actually got hit by Luffy. That's fatal. Like, the guy should not be alive. So either, unless he does like a gear 6, or like he does an awakening that's without like consciousness, like the jailer beast or monster point when it's first unlocked. That's the only way that I can see him being saved from this, because dude, all his organs have to be wrecked beyond anything. Okay. And so Ratatasker's in the back, just smiling and looking good. And Jinbei goes, "There's no doubt that Luffy's haki suddenly grew much weaker." Okay, so he can sense that the haki has definitely gone down. The question, however, is, can he tell that Luffy is in danger like Usopp did? Okay, so now we cut to Frankie and Brook. Frankie goes, "There, the ice is totally melted now." And Brook goes, "Princess Shuri." Frankie responds, "Don't heat her up too quickly, alright?" And Brook goes, "Not to worry. I have no body warmth." Which is true. It's true. "What happened to you after that? What happened all those years ago? It is you, isn't it? Princess Shuri?" And Gonko obviously still passed out, and I wonder if they are bad still. And I wonder what the whole bipolar eyes thing is. Oh, sorry. Ooh. Oh. Oh, I didn't eat something well. That should have come up before the stream, not during the stream. Okay. And so Ratatasker starts going, "Kuriri, kuriri, kuriri," just talking to Brook. And Brook goes, "Hey, please don't interfere here." Oh? And so Usopp pulls out the slingshot. So it seems what happened. Oh, I think like something was coming up. Like I do got some acid reflux and stuff. So I think something. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I think it's just it's stuff in me. Anyways, Usopp pulls the slingshot and goes, "It's safe, right, Brook? She's still the scary version." Oh, and then I think this Vijay is coming. "We're going too fast, Hyden." Also, they're about to crash. Oh, it's not this Vijay. It's just like a random canoe. So they Hyden and Gerd. I think that's Gerd, or it's Ripley. I think it's Ripley. They're screaming, "Wow! Ah!" And so they're about to crash, and we see Loki looking like, ugh. So he's about to reunite. Oh no. I think they crashed directly. Yep, directly. Not just into Loki, but directly over him. Oh wait. Chopper goes. Chopper, you did it, bro. He goes guard point. So he protects exclusively Gerd and just Gerd. Yeah, I think that's Gerd. Yeah. So Hyden directly crashes. Loki is run over directly his crotch area, I think. Oh no, because Chopper protects the crotch area. Yeah. It's good. It's good. Okay. So Usopp goes, "What were you guys trying to do? Dude, this is an Usopp centered chapter." This is an Usopp-centered chapter. This is crazy. I love how Chopper saved Gerd because she's still recovering from having her hands cut off. Yeah, not only did he protect uh, his patient, which is Gerd, but also his other patient, which is Loki, because he protected the crotch area. You can see it. Like the guard point specifically goes over the crotch. So his family jewels are gonna be okay. Imagine having a whole boat crash into your family jewels. That's gotta be the worst thing ever. Um, and so I think that Tsunami goes, hide it in Gerd, Chopper? And so Chopper, the guard point is so huge, by the way. It's so massive. I don't think it's ever been this massive, but it's so massive that Gerd gets to not only hug it, but she can't even like put her whole hands around them. That's how big he is. Uh, and she goes, "Oh, thank you, Chopper. You're so cute and helpful." I remember that Gerd like really loves uh Gerd loves how like humans and just the tiny little ones look. So I think she's definitely gonna end up with someone like Sanji or something. Like she's gonna be another Ripley. And Chopper goes right back down and goes, "Oh yeah, well you can't butter me up, jerk." And Gerd directly looks over at Loki. By the way, oh yeah, I was like, only this finger? No, it's because the ones that were cut off were uh her index and thumb. And Gerd goes, "There's no time to waste, Loki. Show me your wounds." Oh right, because she's also a doctor. I forgot about that. She's a doctor of the crew. "You're all bloody. Oh no." And Loki goes, "Yeah, and some of that was wasted because of you. What are you doing here?" And Hydaden goes, "If you're just gonna fight Hydaden." Oh, so this is a little bit of a flashback. If you're just going to fight Hydaden, then go to Loki instead. And Hydaden goes, "But the children." By the way, this is in a conversation with Jarul. "But the children." And Jarul goes, "Even if you save the children, it is only a temporary reprieve. Do you really think that this plan to rule over Elbaf came from the decision makers at the Reverie?" Yeah, yeah, no, of course not. I think it's him. Oh, so wait a second. So, uh, Jarul knows about Emu? And Gerd goes, "Loki, do you know who that guy is?" Oh, Hyden is asking if Loki knows who Emu is. And Loki goes, "Yeah, I think I do." So we cut back to like the fiery forest. And Emu pulls the sword out of the tree and out of Luffy and goes, "Thou canst not move now." And Luffy is coughing up. "That sword devours thy vitality." Dude, Luffy looks on the brink of death. Like, legitimately. Which, by the way, for a while I've been thinking that we legitimately a need a loss. Like we need the crew to lose. I think Zoro and Sanji are coming out of this not unscathed, but I think they win their battles. I don't think Luffy does. And if he does, I think that will be bad writing. Unless it's a Gear 6 moment. But even then, I think it would be bullshit. I think we don't need to like inherently lose. Obviously, I think the timer should run out on Emu. But in terms of goals, we are the ones that need to win. But I think in terms of the battle, we really need to lose. Like narratively speaking, if that doesn't happen, I don't think you can trust Oda anymore in certain specs of the story. Emu pulls another sword from his GTA weapon scroll. The sword Emu stabbed on Luffy is still on him. It is? Oh, it is! You're absolutely correct. I didn't even notice it. Holy shit, yeah, yeah, yeah. You can see it. He is pinned down. Monkey D. Luffy. A hateful. Well, okay, here's the thing. I don't know. I think it's possible that, like, Oda does it well. I still wouldn't be too happy with it, but I think if Oda knows what he's doing and does it well, I wouldn't be too mad at it. Okay. Monkey D. Luffy. A hateful name. Thou hast two brothers of different names. One brother. And while saying that, points with a new sword directly at the tree that Luffy is in. Oh! Oh, I just saw. Okay, I was saying he points directly at the tree, and the tree immediately crumbles. But I saw the pattern, the thing below. Holy shit! And so it seems he's about to thrust in, and Luffy can tell. You can see it in his eyes, the fear and the rage. The other prominent within the Revolutionary Army. One brother slaughtered by the Navy. The other prominent within the Revolutionary Army. It's interesting. I wonder if Imu knows. No, of course it knows. Of course he knows. I was about to say, I wonder if he knows about Sabo knowing about him. Of course he knows. The other prominent within the Revolutionary Army. Blade of the Sea God, Fragarak. So the name. Here's the question, because I think people might misunderstand. Fragarak is the name of the sea god. I'm really sure that's not it. I think that's the name of the blade of the sword. So the sword that he's currently using, I think it's the god of is the actual sword of the sea god, and that one's named Fragarak, not the actual sea god. But then Jesus Christ stabs him again. By the way, this time here, I think, because you can tell one's coming in diagonally, so it is missing the spine. This other one, I wonder if it also will miss the spine. But this one, Luffy shouldn't have. Like, he had one lung. If this is over to the other side, I think he just took out another lung. Damn, Imu rage baiting Luffy with his brother, like one of them being donated, his like breaking him both physically and mentally. Yeah, two swords, two Vohu swords. Jesus Christ. In any case, a set of most uncouth brothers, and Luffy spouts out a lot of fucking blood. And so we see something. I don't know who's talking in this scenario. It just says it's gotta be him. Oh, it's Loki. Loki goes, the one red hair that talked about. And so we go back to I don't know what time, but we have Rock. Oh, wait, I think this is right after they Loki ended up killing his own dad. I'll use this power to avenge the memory of my old man and his soldiers. So it seems he's saying this to Jarul, Gaban, and Shanks. And so we look at Gaban, we see Gaban. Gaban is pissed. And so Shanks goes, wait, Loki. I understand your rage, but... And Loki responds, what do you want, red hair? Are you gonna stop me from getting revenge from my father? And so Shanks goes, I considered Harold a friend too. I'd be right there with you. But think carefully now. The government was trying to take control of Elbaf. That's not their end goal. It's preparation for a war. Now here's the thing that I'm noticing. And I wonder if Shanks, because Shanks is very clearly not on good terms with Loki here. And we know from Jarul and from Loki himself that what happened, I think 6 years ago, was it? Was not what happened 6 years ago wasn't the truth. It's just what was told. So I wonder if we're about to see Shanks saying, "I'm gonna lock you up, like I'm gonna chain you to a tree." Like here's where like they plan this out. I'm gonna chain you so that you become the protector of Elbaf, or something like that. Huh? Is the world government getting into a war with someone else? So that's Loki talking. Shanks goes, well, that ain't. Oh, he says, well, that ain't my problem. My father died an unjust death. Her soldiers, his soldiers were killed along with him. I want vengeance for these crimes. That is all. And Shanks goes, and who's guilty? Who will you strike down? And he goes, and Loki responds, the world government. And Shanks goes, the man who manipulated Harold was the king of the world. And Jarul goes, wait, what do you mean, Shanks? The entire concept of the world government is that there is no one king who... And Gaban cuts him off and goes, careful, Shanks. And Shanks goes, it's fine. No one will believe it. And Loki starts laughing. Ha ha ha, so I guess that king's the culprit. I'll take his head. Nice and simple. You won't, though. You won't. Shanks goes, the king's power is impossible to measure. Go to the Holy Land, and the mystery will only deepen rather than come to light. If it were that simple, someone else would have done it already. Explicitly, Sebek. Rox would have done it. For sure. He is easily the most powerful person in the last, 80 years. 80 to 100 years. I think he's the most powerful person. For sure. And then, of course, they show Sebek. There you go. They show Sebek immediately afterwards. Loki immediately realizes who they're talking about. And Shanks goes, it's not yet the time to fight. And so, someone, I think probably Jarul, says, oh, no, it's Loki. Shut your mouth. You don't tell me what to do. I don't care where this guy is. I'll destroy anything in my way. And Jarul responds, do not be foolish, Loki. So we see Aldo's castle. We cut back to the present times. I left home. I spent a few years abroad. In the end, I never did find my way to him. Damn. Loki spent, and I wonder how... I think this was 14 years ago. So then, 6 years ago is when... and I assume this is where, he tried to marry Lola and stuff, and maybe that's how, he tried to make it to the world government by having a royal wedding of sorts with Big Mom's family. I don't know. So if that's the king of the world right there, I'll never get a better chance. And so Hydaden goes, a simpleton's idea of a plan. And Loki goes, what? And Hydaden goes, but I've got no problem with it. Give me a chance to avenge my father too. Dude, never in a million years where I'm just watching Dressrosa again with my little sister. And I can't believe I never would have figured that Hydaden would be such a big deal for the story. It's crazy. Okay, so we cut back to oh wait, no, we're not cutting back, we're still in the same place. So Jinbei goes, this is quite an absurd story. And so I think it's Nami speaking, or Usopp speaking. One of them is going, if there's a king of the world, then what are the 5 elders for? And Brook goes, no, stop trying to interfere if you don't mind. So it's talking to Ratatasker. Ratatasker is trying to communicate through hand signs, like Gaster. Not Hydaden with the 8th grade syndrome. What's Hydaden gonna do? Tickle Emu? I mean, I don't think that's 8th grader syndrome. I think that's just delusion of grandeur. Well, not even delusion of grandeur. I don't think it's that. I think it's just even if he knows he can't do anything, he wants to redeem himself by actually helping his brother and doing something about it for the first time. Okay, so Chopper translates and goes, he says, I froze her because she's dangerous. And so Chopper goes, what? You're the one who froze her? And Brooke goes, yes, she was dangerous. Was. But I'm certain she was being controlled. You see, this girl is like a daughter to me. Damn. Like a daughter to me. And he's blushing, which is funny. And Ratatoskr goes, Kujiri? And puts Gunko and Brooke and puts like a little arrows to see like who, like how they're like. He's like, what? You guys are related? That makes no sense. Maybe Hydrogen will pull out the swords in Luffy. Yeah, maybe. But I think Luffy. I don't know the state of Luffy, but I don't think he should be getting up. Like, not even the next arc. Like, this is not something you just get up from by eating a couple times. Granted, Chopper told Gerd that she needed 2 months of rest to be able to use the fingers again. How long do you think a wound like Luffy's will take to heal? Because I can tell you, it is not a couple days. I don't know. I think Luffy's down for the count in this arc. I think it's up to the rest of the crew to do something, and that's if there's anything left to do. But yeah. So Robin pops out of the ground with using her Hana Hana no Mi and goes, this is all very interesting. And Nami goes, Robin? Oh. And Robin goes, come to the library, Chopper. Why Chopper? Why you? And Chopper goes, oh, so! Hey, oh, shit. And so we cut over to, once again, the forest. We see the big Atom tree. And we see the fire and the flames and the clouds. And so Imu, generating mid-air, an axe goes. Next is... So Luffy is like, huff, huff. Which I don't know how, because he shouldn't have any lungs. This will do more than slash thee. Alas, the third will be Axe of Xing Tian. Okay. And Luffy, dude, white eyes. Just terrible expression. He's still in Gear 5 mode, which I don't understand how. There's so much blood. There is so much blood. And so we cut out of it. Dude, he is being tortured. Luffy looks terrified. I don't think he looks terrified. He looks terrifying. Because Luffy doesn't look terrified. He looks like he is out of it. Like he is out. But the man is being tortured. Slowly. Not just tortured, he's being destroyed. Okay, Sea Cloud Port, Western Village. So this is where Summers and Zoro are fighting. You see the Rainbow Bridge. Zoro goes, King of Hell, 3-sword serpent, 103 mercies. Summers goes, Gee ha 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 ha. Dragon Damnation. And Summers goes, Gram. And so you can see what seems to be a Conqueror's infused clash. And I wonder if Summers is also using Conquerors. I don't think so. He goes, Gee ho 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 ho. Gee ha ho ho. 800 years ago. Oh, is this Summers speaking? 800 years ago. And so we see the empty throne. 800 years ago, the 19 kings who created this world took an oath of equality, thrusting their weapons into the floor around the empty throne. Okay, so it was true. Like, this isn't a story. This is a real thing that happened. So I wonder how Imu took control. Blade of Chaos, Tohu, Vohu, Nemesis, Longinus, Stigma, Muramasa. They are the 19 weapons of those who brought the world to heal. So he is sharing this with Zoro for some reason. The Great One used Omen to bring them back and grant them to us. Oh, wait. So the blades that Emu has been just conjuring, not conquering, conjuring, are of those of the 19 kings. Holy shit! To bring them back and grant them to us. There are no lies among the legends each family passed down. Oh, I always thought like maybe there's a lot of lies between like what the lore actually is, but he is saying there is no lies. There are no lies. It's just not whole truths. You see, Roronoa Soro. I hate that it's a solo, but it's Soro. This is the power that conquered the world. So Soro is going, and he is sitting down. He is lying down. He is tired. Soro is not doing good. And so he points towards the screen with a blade that seems to have a flaming pattern. It seems to be a black blade. But it's a flaming pattern black blade with a thorn handle and thorn what's the name of the part of the sword? This part of the sword. This one, right here. This right here. The hilt. I sent the Oda note and chapter note in the Discord. You can read it after you read the chapter. Okay, I will do so. So he goes from the shepherd family. Boom. Gram. And so you see Soro has blood going down from over here, down the eye. Well, down the visor. Then we cut to Sanji versus Killingham. And Killingham goes, this spear has been passed down through the Rimoshifu family. Longinus. And it's like a spear. A spear covered in like cloth or something. Or bandages. So he is fighting Sanji. And so we cut out of that. And using the axe from Xingtiang, goes, thou, Imu, because we're going back to Imu and Luffy, thou shouldst be honored to die by the weapons that created the world. And so, goes in for a slash. Luffy is going, because he does seem terrified. Boom, slash, dun dun dun. Huh? Oh! And so the slash cuts the tree in two places, but it specifically misses the part where Luffy is. And who is standing before him? By the way, Jasper, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. What Summers is basically saying is that he has access to the same sword Imu is using, which is from the original 19 Kings. Summer having this power is terrifying. I don't know about terrifying. But who is in the middle of it, just with two axes holding back Imu, but Scopper Gaban. And so Imu looks over, still relaxed, but with a like clear intensity. And it's a Conqueror's Haki Clash. And Scopper looks terrifying with a smile. But I wonder because we thought he was out for the count. And I think I'm comfortable with this. I was thinking Imu, it was going to be a one-sided defeat, and Emu was gonna just, oh no, my time limit is done, and that was gonna be the end of it. But I didn't want Luffy to win, and I think I'm glad with this. I'm happy with this. Where Luffy loses like tremendously. This is a huge loss. I think this is the biggest loss we've had since Marineford. And Luffy still gets to be out for the count, same for Loki. But Emu doesn't win in terms of like the goal. I think he wins the fight, but I think now that Scrapper's the one fighting, that's something interesting. And I hope that's where it stays. Anyways, chapter 1189 end. To be continued. Sunday, August the 9th. So that is, I think, a week, 2 weeks from now? Is that 2 weeks from now? Hmm. That is 2 Sundays from now, so we're in break. We have a break, which means there is gonna be a stream on next Sunday that's not One Piece related. One of my theories is was Scopper was protecting Luffy. He is. It's not a theory. It is. Oh, you saying it like you were thinking that Scopper was gonna protect Luffy? Well, you were right. Remember how in one of the Joy Boy silhouettes he had a spear and a sword, which kind of symbolized the right and left hand. Right now, Sanji opponent is using a spear, and Zoro opponent is using a sword. I don't remember this at all. No, you would have to send it to me in the Discord. Well, I'm sorry. Oh, I just yep. Yeah, it's a week from now. I think it's 2 weeks from now. I think yeah. Anyways, first things first. Because there's a couple things. First things first, let's check out the One Piece Pirate Bar because you said Oda note and chapter note. Okay, so notes. Oda, this is the Oda note. I watched the heroine special with my daughter, and her reaction was priceless. I'm so grateful it captured the heart of the female characters. You should definitely check it out. Eiichiro Oda. I started the episode, but I didn't see more from that. Okay, and chapter notes. Longinus is the spirit said to have impaled Jesus Christ during his crucifixion. Kanji, the spear of holy life. Oh, interesting. The three monkeys on the cover are Misaru, see no evil, Kikasaru, hear no evil, and Iwasaru, speak no evil. Oh, that's interesting. Graham, the sword used by Sigurd, used to kill the dragon Fafnir in Norse mythology. Kanji, the Sword of Rage. I wonder if, like, knowing this, it might tell us exactly the names of the 19 kings. Because if we know these things from actual real world, they might, like, in the same way that, oh, Loki is a name for actual Norse mythology, we could definitely know who the names of the 19 kings were. And also, by extension, some of the full names. Because from the Chipper family, Graham. From the Rimoshifu family, Longinus. Okay. Killingham is using Longinus right now. Yeah. Xing Tian, a headless axe-wielding Chinese god who persists on fighting the supreme divinity, even after his own decapitation. Kanji, divine executioner's axe. Others, Fragarak, a magical sword of Irish mythology. Kanji, sea god sword. And I wonder if we know from actual mythology the name of the sea god. Because if so, like, I don't know if you can look this up right now, Deadman, for me, but, like, it would be very interesting to know who actually wielded Fragarak. Who was the sea god? Because that might actually tell us a new name. If Oda is not thinking of using his own names and actually using in the same way that, like, we have Blackbeard and we have, again, all these names. I think this might tell us a little of what the 19 Kings were like, even if it's a little. Also, I find it funny that Longinus is being used on Sanji, which Sanji is all about love and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I keep hearing the word Longinus, and I can't. I'm a big fan of Modern Family, and one of I think he's married to Pepper. It's one of the the gay friends of Cam and Mitchell. They have a group of gay friends, and it's very funny. One of them is called Longinus, and every time I read it, I can't help but think of anything else. Anyways, Nemesis, kanji, sword of the heavenly punishment. Stigma, sword of hatred. Muramasa, the legendary Japanese swordsmith. I see. And is that everything? I saw you sent something else. And the Joy Boy silhouette. Where's this Joy Boy silhouette from? I don't remember that. Anyways, going into the part of the stream where we read the comments. Okay. D Hawk. Haven't seen that name in a while. Goes, Robin calling Chopper to the library. Does she find something in his devil fruit that could counter Emu? I doubt it. I'm pretty sure it's gotta be something medical, like some kind of virus or something ancient, or some kind of like new treatment that he might not know. It's from Wano. What's from Wano? I'm confused. What are you talking about? Shepard and Remo Shifu confirmed as the two of the world government's 19 founding families. Not enough people are talking about Usopp's new observation haki. Rest in peace, Gabon. Thanks for saving him. Okay, that's a lot of things coming from D-Hawk. I think it's the first silhouette we saw of Joy Boy. Oh, you're saying that. Okay, I understand now. I understand. Okay, so a lot to unpack over here from D-Hawk. Shepard and Remo Shifu. I think we already know Summers was a Shepard. And it's understood. To me, it's always been understood that every single Celestial Dragon name, be it the Figurlins, the Roswolds, the Don Quixotes, they are all, like, every single name of a Celestial Dragon, last name of a Celestial Dragon, is an original founding family. Like, I think that's always been extremely clear. The only ones that are, like, not very clear, and even then, is the Gorosei names, and I would assume that they are. It is clear because Jupiter, I think, is called Shepard Jupiter. I think, I don't remember. I don't remember which one, but I know one of those Shepard. And Remo Shifu, I found out about this like weeks ago, but I was like looking it up, like, because I saw it we were talking, Dead Man, in the Discord about like the 19 families, and how many we actually know of. And when I looked it up, like, it said that we knew the names of Killingham, the name of Killingham, and the name of the one that looks like, I would assume is Killingham's mom, who is from another family. And I'm like, when did we learn these names? I don't remember these names. By the way, we have 4 people here in the stream right now. Holy shit. We usually don't have as many viewers for these streams. Jasper Silla says, I got free YouTube Premium for 1 month. Yo, Jasper Silla, that is so cool, my man. So cool. I love YouTube Premium. I've had YouTube Premium since 2018, and I have not looked back. Like, legitimately, there was a while where I was just paying for YouTube Music, but having YouTube Premium is just so much better, especially with how many ads there are and how disgusting they are. Like, it's so much, like, for being YouTube, there's like a lot of like hentai shit. Like, it's crazy. The few times that I am without premium and I immediately, because I like missed a payment or something, and I immediately pay it, I'm like, I see these things that I can't believe these things are on YouTube. It's insane. Yeah, I don't remember it as well. Maybe it got mentioned because when it got introduced in the volume, because I heard they made a lot of changes in the volume. That's what I always look for, like the volume changes, but I never find them. Like, I don't see any scans of those, and I don't understand. But anyways, likes eating fingers, and it's a strange name, but it does show a picture of, like, as a profile pic, of Itadori Juji from Jujutsu Kaisen, so there is some context to that. By the way, 5 people here, crazy. Luffy really getting the notice board treatment by Emu. True, legitimately just like corkboard Luffy pinned down. like I'm looking for roommates type of thing. Like Luffy's an announcement. Deadman goes, I use Brave so I don't get YouTube ads or even any ads from any site. I can even listen to YouTube music for free with no ads. Yeah, but it's not about the freeness of it or like no ads of it. It's the fact that like you can close your phone or go to another app and have the music running in the background, or there's a lot of benefits to it that I really really enjoy. So I keep paying for it because it's really good. Um, but yeah, I don't get ads on any other places, but I don't understand it, specifically on Twitch, and I don't understand why that is. Um, but yeah, okay. The one goes. By the way, we have 6 people here. Crazy stuff. The one, my goat Usopp used observation haki to sense there was something wrong with Luffy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We've been hoping for this since Dressrosa. I'm trying not to spoil my sister, but we were hoping for this one. Like, legitimately. And considering the size of Elbaf, Usopp is probably several countries away from Luffy in terms of distance. True! I didn't even think about that. Because, like, I was thinking, I wonder if Jinbei could tell. I wonder if Sanji and Zoro could tell. From the looks of this chapter, because we did cut to Zoro and Sanji, it doesn't seem like Zoro and Sanji know that Luffy is currently in trouble. Gaban knew very clearly, and I mean, of course he would. Uh, 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 I can't say the word hockey. His hockey control is so insanely huge that like it wouldn't make any sense for him not to notice unless it was like some kind of old age thing. But it didn't look to be the case, and there's a reason he showed up. But it didn't seem like Jinbei could tell. Jinbei only knew and responded because of what Usopp said. So that's something. Okay, then Amlaw goes. Um, I'm sure haters will say. Okay, this is the fourth comment. I'm sure the haters will say Luffy will meet Joy Boy, come back to life, and they're copying Naruto. Uh, he says I don't care. And honestly, yeah, I don't care either. I don't want that to happen. And hopefully it doesn't happen. Okay. Lolly goes. We haven't seen this name in a while as well. Lolly goes. Well, it's over. Good to know you, Sir Mountain Eater. Oh, because that's the title. Yeah, Scupper, I don't think Scupper's getting away from this one. Like, legitimately. And it's so sad because it would mean that Rayleigh is likely the only one to get out of. Like, I don't say the crew, because I think a lot of the crew members are still alive, but like, of the core 3, this is like Luffy and Sanji dying, and then just having Zoro walking around, living life with Nami or something. D-Hawk goes, how can a skeleton have a flesh and blood daughter? The real mystery of the chapter. Gold Ragnir. Kururi, Kururi. D-Hawk again with the great comments. Skyscraper SWE goes, Usopp actually using his abilities? Might he actually think up a plan next? Against my better judgment, I may be getting hyped. Not so much by Gaban. I know he's just buying time. Yeah, he's just buying time. Hopefully he'll give us a good show in the meantime. Yeah, and the question then is, how many chapters do we still have of Elbaf left? Because my expectation, because we know Elbaf is ending before the end of the year, and I don't see. I mean, I would assume Oda is trying his best. I wonder if he may have been wrong, because it looks like there's still a lot to cover. But we have a break next week, so we're heading into August. My expectation was for there to be no, like, the end of Elbaf would be in September, which is when we entered. It's either when we entered or when we left. When we entered Elbaf or when we left Egghead in 2024. So it's been 2 years since Elbaf. Like, we are heading into 2 years. It's crazy. I think there's like a max of 7 chapters, like 7 more chapters max of Elbaf, because there's still a bunch of chapters for the year. I mean, if we're discounting, so after this break, we get 3 chapters in August, then 3 more chapters, that's 6 chapters in September. I was expecting it to end by September, but I don't know if that's what's actually going to happen. I can see it. I can see Usopp doing something, Gabon doing something, Sora and Sanji defeating Killingham and Summers again, Emu being poofed back, um, Chopper getting treatment out of Luffy, or something like the Fountain of Youth, or something like over in the Heaven Layer. I feel like what's gonna eventually save Luffy, and this would be after Emu is out, would be whatever's at the Heaven Layer. I feel like something like that's what's gonna save him. Because I think Chopper's gonna say, "I can't fix this." Like, Chopper, I believe in your abilities, but I don't think this is something you can fix. I think Luffy straight up has no organs anymore. He has a punctured, gotta have a punctured liver, punctured stomach. No, at this point, I think he has no stomach, has no liver, has at least one kidney gone, both lungs are out. His intestine is punctured or ruptured, but it's not pierced. They're different because one leads to bleeding out, the other doesn't. There is a whole bunch of internal bleeding, and there is a severe lack of energy. It is impressive, though, that he is still in Gear 5 during all this. Like, I am very surprised. I feel like if we see the Gear 5 start to dwindle, that's when his... And it's probable the only thing keeping him alive currently is Gear 5. Because he should have most of his internal organs destroyed. Like, legitimately, both lungs have to be gone. Like, this is the equivalent of not just popping a balloon, but consuming it. Like, ripping it apart, eating it, and turning it into something else. Like, the man has no breathing room anymore. Pun intended, like, legitimately. Okay. Yeah, I wonder what Usopp's gonna be able to do, because I think this chapter is most certainly setting up Usopp. Like, for once, this is the first time that we get to actually see him use observation haki since Dressrosa, and if you want to count the movies, we have not seen him use it in... I do believe, personally, I believe that Film Red is canon. Like, that movie happened. We had 10 days to do it, and actually, the first chapter, which is the episode of heroines that we actually got to see, that one is set after Film Red, still during the 10-day period of traveling from Wano to Egghead. Imagine if Usopp rage baited Emu again. I think he's not gonna go to that extent. I think he's actually gonna do something combat-wise. I think he's gonna do something. This chapter is setting up Usopp. I believe this wholeheartedly, because the time to do something is now. I do agree with you that I think we have 7 chapters. I think everything can be covered in 7 chapters. And for example, I think this probably is going to be a parallel to Skypiea. And I think we can actually look towards Skypiea for a lot of these things, because I think that the Heaven Layer is the Shandora of... I think Shandora was the name of the Golden City that was under Skypiea. Which had because also, like, the bell was at the very top of not just like Skypiea, but at the very top of the vine in Greenbit. No, Greenbit's just Rosa. I don't remember the name. I think it was... I don't remember what was the name. I think it was just God's Land. I'm gonna call it that for now because I don't remember the name. But yeah, I think Usopp's gonna do something. I'm gonna rewatch certain parts of Skypiea, because I think the remainder of what you know, Skypiea is what the remainder of Elbaf is gonna be. Emu gonna be the bird from Skypiea. They both even sound the same, like exactly the same. You keep saying that, and the more you bring it up, and I would prefer if you don't bring it up, the less that I not only believe it, but less want the theory to actually be something. Okay, heading into the next question. Wait. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Law goes, people are too quick to call everything a copy without waiting to see how the story unfolds. A copy of what, though? I don't understand what you're talking about. Anyways, just some random guy goes, pretty sure with Gabon being at Laugh Tale and facing the hidden ruler of the world, we might get some interesting reveals next chapter. I don't think so. I think we're just gonna see. I think we're gonna be seeing essentially DEFCON 1. We're gonna be seeing like we need to get out of here. We need to abort. We need to take Luffy out away from this. We need to like this is the worst case scenario currently. That's what I think we're looking forward to here. So yeah, that's basically it. I think by copy he meant Luffy gonna do the same thing as Naruto and suddenly revive and become stronger. Which it's interesting that you guys keep bringing up Naruto and not Dragon Ball, because that's legitimately what happens with the Senkai boosts and stuff. That is literally what happens in Dragon Ball all the time. So yeah, I really hope it doesn't. I really hope it doesn't happen. Because we've been saying this. I talked to Kyushu, I talked to Roger about these things. Like, legitimately, this needs to end with them losing. I think it's been way too long since the last time we actually saw them lose. Because any of the losses in Wano, I'm never gonna count. We need a level of loss in the same capacity as Marineford, in the same capacity as Sabaody, which is what I've been saying this for like months, if not years. Yeah, it happens a lot in Shonen Jump. Yeah, I think Egghead should have been a loss. Like legitimately, I think Kuma or at least the S Bear should have like spread them out across the world again. But I am glad it didn't happen. However, I do believe that stories really need the main characters to lose a lot more because, for one, that's what's realistic. Like I think the way that we see shonen protagonists is a little too not only hopeful but a little too unrealistic, and I'm happy with because it's very understood that of course finding the One Piece has been deemed almost impossible, and everyone's going for it, and obviously the Straw Hat crew is gonna find it. Obviously, the Straw Hat crew are the 1 in a million that broke the mold. But I do think that even regardless, the realistic side of like what success is barely ever a linear or almost linear experience. Success comes with a lot, and I mean a lot of setbacks, a lot of losses. It is not a straight line. And this is something that I'm definitely going to be seeing with my own streaming. I know that streaming has been going really well for me. I've been averaging 25 viewers each night. So yeah, it's a wild thing. But I don't think it's going to last forever. It's because of, I'm playing Deltarune and stuff. But I think this is certainly a story that needs a lot more losses. I do believe that shonen in general should have more losses, and it pains me a little to never see that. Isn't Egghead technically a loss because they failed to save Vegapunk, which was the #1 goal? Here's another thing that people tend to forget. For one, every single Vegapunk is fine. Like legitimately, all of them are fine. The only one that's unaccounted for is Stella. And that's because we're still getting Stella 02, who is in Elbaf currently, and it's something that we still need to wrap up within the next 7 chapters. If the the chapters ending with 7 chapters. Oh, wait a second. That might be why Robin is calling Chomper to the library. It could be because they need help with the Vegapunk Stella clone, who, by the way, isn't directly a Stella clone. It's a regular long head um, Vegapunk, probably. Man, that's great. I didn't think about that. I wonder why Robin called Chopper specifically. And I think it's that. It's to help with the rehabilitation of the new Stella and check how Stella is doing. Okay, last of today. Just some random guy goes, pretty sure with Gabon being at Laugh-Tale and facing the hidden rule of the world. Oh, I already read that. Okay. Potential Man 007 goes, I can't stand Luffy being destroyed like this. Well, you have to. You have to. Shanks, your main island really needs you. Did I keep reading these things? I can't stop reading some of them. Weak Luffy, that's what you get for being too goofy. Okay, come on. Oda listened to Gege at dinner and started to give Luffy the Itadori special. I don't know what that means, but I do believe that he needs losses. 2 options here, Shanks or Dragon. It's your time. I think neither, and I hope neither. I honestly, anytime I hear about people glazing Dragon or being, oh, Dragon this, Dragon that, I can't stand it. I hate it so much. It pisses me off. Because it's like, why do you guys glaze Dragon's appearance so much when he hasn't done anything specific or of note yet? Ooh, you're right. And this Vegapunk is said to be a perfect copy. You're cooking. Yeah, I think that's what it is, because it's the only thing that really makes sense to me. And it's been something that people seem to have been forgetting. I think that Oda is priming us to forget a lot of stuff that's been set up this chapter, this arc, including Domireversi. That is still something that we don't know how it works, and I think that ultimately is the big trump card that Imu has up their sleeve. Like, the big trump card is Domireversi. So I wonder, and also what happens if I wonder what happens if Imu uses Domireversi on itself. Hmm. Also, I think, if I remember correctly, there was something last chapter that was said about the nature of Omen. And I think it was that anyone can use Omen. Like, I think this was said last chapter. I would have to reread that. But, like, I've been mentioning for a while that I think Sanji's not going to get Conquerors. I think Sanji is going to be getting Omen because of the Black Flames, and he's going to be getting Black Flame, and it would actually be called Black Leg Sanji for once. Kotsuken Kenma, welcome, welcome, welcome. And he goes, yo, how are you doing, Kotsuken Kenman? Holy shit. Finally, are you someone that actually reads the manga? Because I've been having a lot of people that have been joining these streams, and they're either my regular viewers that don't read One Piece, or people that are like, they're far behind. So I've been trying to like build up a community of people that actually read the manga with me every week. So we would be seeing you again in 2 weeks, unfortunately, because we are getting a break. But you're free to subscribe and free to hang out as long as we are. And also, the Discord is in the description. So if you want to check it out, the Discord is in the description, and we always are talking One Piece in there. Basically, Oda threw a party and invited all the famous authors. I think he invited like 9 of them or something. Is this something that you're saying, or is this something that actually is happening? And are you making this up, or is it something that actually happened? Because if so, it would explain a lot about how this arc is going. It is insane to me that Oda hasn't been taking a lot more from like other parts of writing and just other parts of like how authors write. I know he was friends with Akira Toriyama. Obviously, he is friends with my brain wants to say Hirohiko Araki or Horikoshi, but no. What was the name of the Naruto writer? I forgot. I don't know why I forgot. This actually happened. I see. Yeah, I think it explains a lot as to why like it's going in this direction. I think other authors, he's probably been telling them like, oh, so I'm stuck in like how to like finish this arc. How am I supposed to do this? They're like, dude, give Luffy a loss. Like legitimately give Luffy a loss. I think it's necessary, especially with the character that you, because they probably also, I mean, something about the when you do a medium, like for example, I stream, and it's something that Ludwig has said. If you don't watch streams, do not stream. You're supposed to love the medium. I don't watch as many streams as I used to, but I definitely watch streams. And the same goes for, I think, even though they're in tight timeline, tight deadlines and stuff, I think all these authors are probably caught up with at least two series of other authors and friends of theirs. And with One Piece being so big, I would presume that these authors that are doing week to week chapters, they probably read and are caught up with One Piece week to week as well. So that's a very interesting way of like doing things. I wouldn't be surprised if like as he's asking for advice, they're like, "Oh, I've been reading. You need to do this. Like you need to do this." The Straw Hats for one, and that would be so awesome because I think Oda has been missing out on a lot of things that he set up himself. I know that he said, "Oh, I actually read the One Piece wiki in order to remember certain techniques and certain names and certain stuff." That is so interesting to me. I do believe. Sorry. Whoa, my ear like went fully like no sound and pain. But yeah, I think it's good now. Oda probably forgot. Oh, Usopp has observation haki. Ooh, I should do something with Usopp. I think he's probably been dancing around the idea, but I think he's forgot to a certain extent what Usopp really is all about and what Usopp does. Um, and the same goes for like, oh, they can't win every time. I think having the perspective of other authors rather than of an editorial team or like the the publishing team, right? The ones that actually put it on the magazine and put it over in here in Shonen Jump. The Shonen Jump people, I don't think they're gonna be able to give the same level of like. Obviously, they read it week to week. They are readers, but they're not authors. They're publishers. They're editors. Naturally, they contribute certain things to the story itself. But I think the perspective of an author and a reader definitely changes the way that an author looks at their own work. And I know because I'm an author and I always present. I don't know if I've told you that, man, specifically. I've told my audience. I'm writing a manga. I've been writing a manga since 2021, and this story has been in development since even before then. You got that ear checked by a doctor or something? No, it happened like right now, and it just like you know how like in an airplane, like it suddenly depressure like the altitude, and then your ear gets like plugged up. Yeah, it was like that. Don't worry too much about it. But I think yeah, the way that you look at your story and the way that you look at your story as it like evolves and as it's being developed changes when someone else gives you certain looks into your characters. There's something I believe about like when I present a character, when I make a character, I like telling someone about them or hell, I wrote my first chapter, right? I wrote my first chapter. I sent it to a couple of my friends. I sent it to my editor. And they all gave me different like like what did you understand about this character? And they told me something and I'm like, "Oh shit. That is right," and something I didn't quite know about my character because in the same way that like you have your own view of yourself, other people have an interpretation of who you are, and naturally you know about yourself and you know about your intentions, so you know to a certain extent how you really are, but you don't know subconsciously, hey, what you're doing is wrong or what you're doing is actually it's helped me in life. And you were like, oh, I was just being me. I was just being my funny self, but it actually helped someone. And or it might have hurt someone, and you didn't know this about yourself. Or maybe even like the whole way that they see you, or like it's stuff like that. That also applies to your characters. Even though you made them, even though you know them because you created them, the way that certain people look at them changes the way that you actually understand your own character. So I really think that's something valuable. And I think you can definitely see it in this chapter, and hopefully we get to see it through the rest of the arc, that the authors have been telling Oda that he needs to change certain things. And I really, really not only like that, but I enjoy that. And it gives definitely a fresh perspective. The Usopp moment is definitely the biggest one because it really feels like he finally listened to someone. Like, and it's not just, oh, he finally did it. It literally feels like he listened to someone specific. There's been a lot of focus on Usopp in this chapter specifically, and there's been a lot of focus on certain things that feel very Oda, not Oda-like in an Oda-like way. And I don't know if that makes any sense to like the people that are not just reading, but the people here. Um, and I would love to know if you guys agree with what I'm saying, because I'm saying it and it sounds complicated, but I understand what I'm saying. Um, but yeah, I've been yapping like way too much. Holy shit! I'm sorry, guys. But anyways, I don't have any other thoughts. I saw that Deadman sent something in the Discord, so I'm gonna check it out right before we end the stream. But yeah, I don't. Oh no, he didn't send anything else. I'm just. Oh no, wait, he did. Oh no, he didn't. Anyways, thank you all so much for coming through the stream. Again, if you haven't joined the Discord, if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. The Discord is in the description of the live stream. And I don't know, man. I'm very excited to see what happens in the next chapter. I will see all of you in 2 weeks in more Deltarune in the next couple days. So definitely join for those streams. And I will see all of you on the flip side. Take care, everyone. Bye bye now.